Do you sometimes feel out of control around food? Has food been a struggle your whole life? Maybe you've struggled with your weight since childhood. You might have cravings, or especially sugar cravings, or find that you just snack on food at night whether you're hungry or not. Well, today I'm going to talk about my top 2 tips to start to regain control around food so you can stop the struggle and you can start to feel more confident in your body and more confident just being around food. One of my supplements that I take every day is my daily omega-3 supplement. And this is because I actually tested my levels at home and they were so low. And really 97% of people worldwide are low in omega-3. And this affects us at a cellular level. So things like our brain, our mood, the way we think, dry eyes, dry skin, our bowel cells, our gut, all go back to making sure that we're having enough omega-3s. And I love this supplement because one, you can buy a kit where you can test your levels so that you know. You test it, you supplement, and you retest again to make sure that your body is absorbing it. And the supplement I use has had added polyphenols so that we get better absorption and no fishy burps, fishy taste, which comes from oxidation. So check out the link down below on how to get started with that. The other supplement I'm loving is my Organifi. I like to have the Organifi green in the morning, and this gives me a natural dose of energy. It has adaptogen herbs in it. My favorite one is ashwagandha, and this helps our body to adapt to stress. So we're getting lots of micronutrients and helping with our stress. I also love the Organifi Gold. Right now they have pumpkin pie spice. I like to have it with some almond milk or coconut milk, and it's really a yummy drink. It also has lemon bulb in it, which is a great calming, relaxing herb, and also turmeric. So if you guys want to check it out, there's a link down below and use the code HEALTHY20 to save 20% off today. Hi friends, and welcome to the Healthy Beyond 40 show. I'm Michelle, mom of 4 and military wife. I have my doctorate in physical therapy, and I'm an online personal trainer, health coach, and yoga teacher. Do you wish that you had more energy and could get into shape? Do you feel like you're struggling to lose weight? Maybe you've tried a diet before, but it just wasn't sustainable, and now you don't know how to get started. We're going to look at health holistically here, and most importantly, keep things simple and quick. If you're ready to develop healthier habits, exercise consistently, and lose weight sustainably without long workouts or following strict diets, then you're in the right place. In this podcast, I bring together my expertise with real life strategies. No magic pill here, so lace up those shoes and get moving. So let's dive right in it today. So I'm going to be giving my 2 main tips because these are the 2 main factors I see with most people. So the first one, we're going to be talking about blood sugar, and the second one, we're going to be talking about sort of mindset and what's going on. So this is pretty common that when we feel out of control around food or we're having cravings, to look at these 2 points first. So let's dive right in with regulating blood sugar. So what is blood sugar? What's happening there? So when we eat food, food is energy. Our body wants to use that for energy. That's what we need to fuel our brain and our body and our muscles. So the food we eat, especially when we are having more carbs or sugar, turns to glucose in our bloodstream. And the problem can be when we have too much carbs or too much sugar, we get too much glucose in our bloodstream. So what we're talking about here is regulating our blood sugar. So we're regulating the amount of glucose that is in our bloodstream because it affects our body. So if your blood sugar is all over the place, you're having those highs and lows, you're going to probably have cravings. You're going to have sugar cravings. Because what happens when your blood sugar goes high because you just ate something high in carbs and you didn't have protein or fat with it, is that it's going to come down and it's going to crash. And we've all had that hangry feeling where we just know that we need something. And let me know when you guys feel that way, when you're feeling hangry, what is it that you go and grab for? It's typically going to be a refined carbohydrate or sugar because this gets into our bloodstream really fast. So it can spike that blood sugar back up. So you can see how we get on this blood sugar roller coaster of these highs and lows when we're not having balanced meals that help to regulate our blood sugar better. So if you have ever had low blood sugar, you might notice that you're feeling tired, irritated, maybe snapping at people. Maybe you're craving sweets because your body wants that in really fast. You can have anxiety or depression, having those mood swings, those highs and lows, feeling shaky or jittery, poor memory, brain fog, even headaches. So this is what we want to help prevent. And we can do this with food. So a lot of times we think that things have to be really complicated, but what we're putting into our body affects how we're feeling. So it's really key that we learn how to regulate our blood sugar so that we're keeping it more steady and we're avoiding these highs and lows. So I have my 5 favorite smoothie recipes. The link is down below for you to sign up. And in these smoothie recipes, these are designed to help balance blood sugars. These are the recipes that I use for myself. So when we're having a smoothie, for example, we don't want just fruit in there because having just fruit is going to spike our blood sugar high. So that is why mine always have protein and it has a healthy fat and it always has spinach, because all of those things help to regulate our blood sugar and not make it spike so high. So if you want to get that, just check the link down below. Something else I want to tell you that's really important with blood sugar is to start your day off right. If you start your day on the blood sugar roller coaster, that's how your day is going to go. You're going to more likely keep having those highs and lows instead of a nice, steady blood sugar. So it's important that what you have for breakfast is going to help your blood sugar. A lot of our breakfasts in our country are very carb heavy. So think about it. Bagels, cereals, muffins, all these things are very high in carbs and sugar. And it starts that big spike first thing in the day. And then that's going to be followed by that low. So not only is it not great for us, if you have kids or grandkids, this isn't really a great way for them to start the day too. So we want to make sure that we're thinking of all the people in our family and really trying to incorporate these. So this isn't just some hack for weight loss. This is really something that's important for our health in general. And this whole idea of blood sugar balance is something that I've incorporated into my Healthy Inside and Out course because it's really the basics, the foundation you need to get healthy from the inside out. So in my course, we talk about mindful eating. We talk about how to balance our blood sugar, making sure that we're getting enough protein and fiber and the impact those have. Also, how we can love and accept our bodies for where it is right now, even though maybe we want our body to be somewhere else. And when you start to have a strong foundation of these nutrition principles, that's where you start to have more freedom. That's where you start to have sustainable health. When you're no longer following a diet, but you're following a way of eating that is fueling your body and nourishing your body and lowering your inflammation and making you feel better. So if you guys want to get access to this course, there's a link down below for it. You have the option to upgrade to get some health coaching calls to work through some of these pieces that still feel sticky to you. So make sure you guys check those links. So now that we have a basic understanding of what's going inside of our body, I want to talk about the mindset. So there's 2 parts to this. There's the habits, the things that we're just normally used to, and then there's those thoughts in our mind, what we're telling ourselves. So let's dig into the habits. So how does this affect us around food? Let's think about work parties, birthday parties, going to big dinners or having sweets after dinners. A lot of this is just all around us, and it makes it really hard to have control around food when we're used to these things and we don't think we can say something else at a birthday party. We don't feel like we can turn down that cookie, or we feel like we habitually we have a sweet after dinner every day because that is what we do. So we have to start to become aware of these things and really have an open mind. And when I work with clients, we're always focusing on the bigger why. What's your goal here? Because that's what we have to go back to. So when we're having all these work parties or birthday parties on the weekends, are we taking into account of the goal we set for ourselves? Is my goal that I want to be healthy for my kids and be a good example, whatever that bigger why is? So does it work for me if on the weekend we have 3 parties and I'm eating cake and pizza and then having leftovers the next day? It may not be in alignment with what I want, but we're not even recognizing that. So it's really important to get clear on what your intention is. What is that big why? What do you want to do for yourself? Especially as women, we're always concerned about others. Some of us like to please others and we don't want to offend somebody. But when we do that, we're not taking into account what our goals are. So the other part here with mindset is, what are you telling yourself? We have all these thoughts in our head. So maybe you don't like wasting food. Maybe that goes back to childhood. You were told to clean your plate. So maybe even though you're full, you keep eating because you're just supposed to clean your plate. So recognizing where that started can be really helpful. And does it feel like if you don't have this, maybe it's a special treat. And if you don't have this, it's not going to be there. And you're sort of like on that fear of missing out of this treat. But a lot of times after talking to clients, they're like, well, I realize that, I'm not really going to miss out, that there's always going to be a treat. There's always going to be something else. But if we're not telling ourselves what that truth is, we're just believing that thought that's in our mind, that this is a really special treat. I need to have it. It's not going to be there anymore. The other thing I see with people is they can't imagine not having fill in the blank. So maybe that is soda or pop. I can't imagine not having a treat every night. I can't imagine not having cookies. And we just get really caught up in that. And we can't imagine that, then that's how we're going to live our life. So if I can't imagine that I can't give up soda or pop, however you like to call it, then that's what I'm going to keep drinking. But the truth is, some of this stuff we can give up. We can have once a week, or we can figure out some way to enjoy it without going overboard. But before we can even do that, we have to have that mindset shift. For example, I gave up pop 10 plus years ago. I'm not even sure how long ago it was, but it was really hard. And it took a while to get there. I didn't cut it out cold turkey. It was sort of like one of those cut down things. And then eventually I got rid of it and I don't crave it anymore. And if I think back to where I was when I was drinking it, that was something I felt like I craved, like I needed. I couldn't imagine not living without it. But we are strong people. And when we're clear on our goal and we're doing things in a way that is sustainable and feels good and is good for our health, and we also understand why we're doing it, we're going to be more likely to succeed. The other thing that comes up with mindset is this thought, this is what I've always done. This is what I've always done. So that's all you know. And it feels safe. So really being able to talk through some of these issues with a coach is really helpful. This is what I do on my coaching calls with clients. I know one of my clients recently was telling me that she just never ate vegetables as a kid. The same thing with her husband. And that's just normal to them. So it's really hard for them to start incorporating vegetables because it's not a habit. It's not what they did. And they're used to having more sweets. So changing some of these patterns that we've lived with our whole life can be really hard. And this is a lot of reasons why we try something and it doesn't work out. Because we don't have that full support to change these things that are so ingrained into us. Because it is hard to change some of these. And a lot of times we're not aware of all those thoughts and we're not aware of our blood sugar and all these different things going on. So it makes it really hard to change habits. So I hope that this was helpful and can give you a little glimpse on how to start regaining some control around food so that you can feel more confident and not feel like it's a battle. And I know this isn't an easy process, so reach out if you need help. So the first part was really regulating blood sugar. So what's going on in our body, because if we're on that blood sugar roller coaster, we're not going to have any willpower and we're not going to be able to think clearly. We're not going to say, I need a vegetable right now when our blood sugar is low because our body is screaming, give me something fast. I need those refined carbs or sugar. So we have to make sure we're regulating the blood sugar. Then we also really need to look at what's going on in our mind. What are our habits? What are our thoughts? What are we telling ourselves? And really getting clear on what that bigger goal is, what that bigger vision is. So I hope that you guys enjoy this and see you back next time. Friends, I hope this episode inspired you to take one more step forward in your health. I would love it if you could share this podcast so we can have a bigger impact on even more lives. Just take a picture of this episode and share it on social media or with a friend and tag me. It's hard to be healthy in a culture that is surrounded by fast food and sugar. So be part of my free health community and join my private Facebook group. The link is down below. Being healthy can be hard, but with the right tools and support, you can do this.